Whoa. Hey guys, welcome back to another video. Today's video, this is going to consist of a question and answer session. You heard that right. So today you're going to find out all about me. I got these questions submitted by Snapchat, Instagram, and Facebook. I hadn't looked at them until today, so I didn't have a scripted answer for you guys. So I'm just going to answer these questions right off the bat without even thinking about them. So whatever answer you get is probably going to be random and true, because I cannot lie on spot. So I suggest you sit back, relax, grab you a cup of cocoa. This is water, because we are probably going to be here a good amount of time because I have about 20 questions to answer today. I picked out my favorite 20. Just so this video wasn't too long, because we all know we hate hour-long videos of just someone talking. But like I always say, don't forget to like this video, subscribe, and leave a comment. Let's get started! Okay, so the first question we have on the board today, we have 3 by Anna Anderson. The first one is, what is your biggest fear? The second one is, if you could live anywhere in the world, where would it be? And then the third one is, what is your biggest pet peeve? Okay, for the first one, what is your biggest fear? Let's see, I hate heights. I absolutely hate heights. Probably another one that's really close to that one is going to be the fear of snakes. I always have dreams every single night where I'm like either trapped in a playset with some snakes that are crawling around me and I can't wake up, or I do wake up and then when I go right back to sleep I continue right where the dream left off. So I really hate snakes. If I see one in like the driveway, I kind of like gag, and then sometimes I puke. I've never been a fan of snakes. That's probably my first fear. I would knock that out with heights. Because if it came to snakes and heights, I would probably say I'd rather be on top of like Mount Everest than be encountered with a snake. Okay, next. If you could live anywhere in the world, where would it be? I would live in probably Nashville, Tennessee. I really hate traffic. I have the worst road issues, road anger, whatever it's called, road rage. That's it. But I just love the vibe of Nashville. Country music is my all-time favorite music. Sorry non-country fans that are watching this, but I love country music. I love my cowboy boots, my cowboy hat. I'm soon going to be ordering a new cowboy hat from Etsy. They have this really cute shop. It's with like a Stetson. I'm not sure if they use Stetson, but Stetson is one of my favorite cowboy brand hats. But it is this cowboy hat that has tons of bedazzled jewels on the bottom of it. You can get any pattern you want. I'm going to probably get the Texas flag or the American flag. But yes, I've been to Nashville quite a few times in my lifetime, and every time I've been, I've just loved the vibe. Everybody there is so nice. Like, this is a southern state, so you don't have to worry about those northerners being rude. But yeah, the traffic is kind of bad everywhere you go, especially the main interstate that goes directly into Nashville. Every time I drive through there, I probably am cussing. But you didn't hear that, Mom and Dad. Alright, last one from Anna. This is, what is your biggest pet peeve? So I would say my biggest pet peeve is leaving dirty dishes on the counter or leaving your dirty clothes on the floor. I'm probably one of the world's worst OCD people out there, because as soon as I get done eating a meal, I have to clean off the table and put the dishes in the sink or in the dishwasher immediately, or I cannot live my life. It's just something weird. I just don't like living in dirt and trash. But with clothes, you have a dirty hamper for a reason. The floor is not your dirty hamper. Sorry if that was a little brutal, but yes, I hate when clothes are just laying around on the floor. That is disgusting. And especially if you have a dog. My dog loves underwear. He loves dirty underwear. So if you leave clothes on the floor, especially your underwear, you'll see him 5 minutes later running across the living room eating your underwear. That's not a good puppy snack. I don't recommend it. Alright, next question. This one is by Mary Gant and Manasia Thompson. They both had the exact same question. I actually got a few of these, but I decided just to narrow it down to 2 people asking because this was such a common question. But this is, how is the married life? It's great. I honestly don't even feel much different because me and Braxton have been like together for 2.5 years, and it still feels like we're in like a 3rd stage of dating. Are there even stages? What? But yeah, it doesn't feel any different. The only main difference is my last name being changed. I'm not used to people calling me Anna Terry or Miss Terry, like when I go to the banks. It's kind of weird. I'm just like, nope, that's not my last name. Oh, wait, yes it is. I just got married. But yeah, overall, I really like it. It makes me feel secure in my relationship, so I don't have to fear like that he's gonna leave, because I'm very crazy sometimes, and we know everyone can be crazy. Okay, Okay, next question. This one is from Braxton himself. This one is, what is your favorite thing about living with me? Well, if you're watching this video, the first question was, what is one of your biggest pet peeves? So go back and rewind this video because that is one thing I do not like living with you. But if I had to say my favorite thing about living with you would be that you're such a great father to our little baby Milo. Milo is our little fur baby. He's a 2.5-month-old golden doodle. We just got him in April, or was it May? Can't remember. But seeing him father such a little cute animal makes me really excited for when we have kids one day, which then brings me to the next question. This question is from a very special friend of mine. When are you and B gonna have a baby Terry? Well, I do not know. I hope it's within like the next couple of years. Sorry, Dad, if you're watching, because I know you said, wait till you're 30. 30? I do not want to wait till I'm 30. That's gonna be like painful. No, I'm just kidding. I really don't know anything about childbirth, but if I had to say, yeah, probably within the next couple of years. I wouldn't say we're going too fast, but I don't want to be going too slow, if that makes sense. I already have a few baby names picked out. If it's a girl, Avonlea, maybe Taylor. Never mind, I don't know. Braxton hopes it's a boy because he wants to grow up with him, teaching him how to hunt, fish, play video games like he always does, but yeah, he wants to be a hunting daddy. Okay, so the next one is another one by Taryn. This one says, what is your favorite memory with Braxton? All of them? None of them? I'm just kidding. Oh, so one of my favorites actually is December 19th of 2021. This was last December. He took me deer hunting, and this is one of the days that I did not want to get up out of bed. I wanted to stay in my bed and sleep. But it was a cold, cold, cold December morning, and I remember him walking me to the deer stand. He had to beg me to get out of bed, so I was just like, why, whatever, okay, fine. So I remember him walking me to the deer stand, or actually it wasn't a deer stand, it was just a tree where I sat on the ground. But anyway, that's besides the point. He walked me to my spot, sat me on the ground. He walked away for about 10 minutes. Well, let me back up. He walked me to the tree, sat me down. He told me that the deers are gonna come from this little creek over here. Was it a creek? I'm not sure. It was just a little trench. I don't know. But he said they're gonna come over here and they're gonna walk right in front of you, maybe about 15 yards down. Braxton, if I'm wrong on any of this slang, please correct me. But anyway, he said they're gonna walk about 15 yards in front of you. Shoot it. I was like, okay, great tip. Thank you. Okay, and so he walked away. 10 minutes later, bam! I shoot the deer. This big old 8-point walks in front of me. I grab my gun. I'm shaking like crazy, but I'm just like, okay, cool. I pop it. He's dead on the ground right then and there. Blood trail? None. Braxton turns around. He's like, what just happened? Who shot? I'm over there running through the woods, raising my hands in the air like, oh my gosh, I just killed my first deer ever. Yeah, because this was my first deer ever. All the years I've been deer hunting, haven't got one. But yeah, that was probably my favorite memory because he made me put the blood on my face, made me watch him gut it right in front of my face. The stench. Oh, the stench. Awful. But that's the joy of deer hunting. Okay, next on the list. This one's pretty funny. This is from Tori Hood. She says, have you ever shat yourself? I'm not going to explain what shat is because maybe from your common sense you can figure it out. But no, I don't think so. I've let some gas out, but I don't think it's ever come to the point where I have completely shat myself. Okay, so this is another question by Tori Hood. She asks, what has been the most embarrassing thing you have ever worn? No further comments on that one, but let's just say when I was growing up, I was the complete definition of a tomboy. Every time we would go shopping, I would say, hey mom, let's go shopping in the little boys section. I had the basketball shorts that were below my knees, the ribbed tank tops that people call now wife beaters. Yep, that was the time of my life. Okay, this one is from Bradley Dutton. She asks, how did you learn how to do makeup so good, and what are your top 3 eyeshadow palettes? So I am basically self-taught. I have had an interest in makeup ever since I knew what a makeup brush was or what an eyeshadow palette was. I was one of those kids that had that little Barbie set with the gel lipstick and the glitter eyeshadow and the little foam applicators. I don't even... This is what it looks like. But my all-time 3 favorite eyeshadow palettes are the Jaclyn Hill Morphe palette. This is the volume 1. And then the second one, I love the Tartelette. This is the Juicy palette. It's a limited edition, so I don't think they sell them anymore, but they do have a mini version in store now. But the second one is the Tartelette. And then my third one, I would say, is the Morphe 350 Supernatural Glow palette. It is on sale at Ulta right now. What? $18.20? I bought mine when it was like $26, not including tax. This video is not sponsored by Ulta, but hey, giving them a shout out. Go pick up your palette for $18.20. This is a fun one. This one is from Holly Gates. She asks, if you won the lottery and can only spend it on luxuries, parentheses, no charity or investments, parentheses, what would you buy? I have been watching a lot of Selling Sunset recently on Netflix. It's a really good show. I would say I would definitely buy one of those houses out in California on the hills. The hills have eyes. No, I'm just kidding. I really don't know if that reference is from California, but thought it'd be appropriate. But anyway, yeah, those houses are beyond gorgeous. I would definitely get a more modern farmhouse one instead of the futuristic looking one with the glass walls and the glass countertops, glass everything. But I would want to have an infinity pool. Those things are pretty awesome. The only thing I'm scared of, like I said in one of the very first questions I answered, was I'm scared of heights. And so like most of those houses are on like a hill, and so like that means the infinity pool is on the hill too. So if I were to like swim and then like fall over the edge, I don't know. But yeah, I would get the house, and then I'd probably buy me a really nice Bugatti or a Ferrari. Okay, this next one is school-based. This is from Thomas Barr. He was one of my classmates back in 2000. No, I'm just kidding. It was like 2019. Anyway, he asked, has art history come in handy at some point yet, and the art classes you took? None of the art history classes have come in handy at all. I don't even know why they make us study art history. Art history is probably one of my most worst subjects in college ever. It's probably even worse than American history or world history or US history or any types of history category there is. Art history is a demon. But now that I say that, I actually am taking 3 this upcoming fall back to back. So I have 2 on Monday back to back, and then 1 on Wednesday, and then 1 on Tuesday. So yeah, my life is going to suck. Okay, another school-based question. This is from Caitlin Griffin. She asks, what is the craziest reason a professor has canceled or rescheduled a class? I really can't think of a crazy reason, because either all of them have been maybe in a wreck. Oh, that kind of is crazy. But it wasn't a bad wreck. It wasn't a bad wreck. COVID or bad weather. So I really don't have a crazy reason for that question. But here's another question by Caitlin Griffin. Did you ever convince Braxton that the dog is not supposed to poop or pee in the crate? So a couple weeks ago, me and Braxton had a slight disagreement on dog training. This is when we got a big crate for our Milo baby. So since the crate was so big, it came with a divider, and he tried to argue with me that the divider was so they could sleep on one side and poop and pee on the other side. I put a poll on my Snapchat and I said, is this man correct? And I had over 100 responses saying, this man is incorrect, don't listen to him. Then he found a video on YouTube that showed the dog pooping and peeing on the other side of the crate, on the other side of the divider. And then I posted that, and then Caitlin, this is the girl who asked the question, she said, just because there are videos out there doesn't mean it's true. This is like flat earthers. I could not agree more. All right, next question. This one is from Allie Craig. She asks, where do you see yourself in 10 years? I had to do the math on my fingers. That means I would be 31. So I see myself working at my job that I currently work at right now. I work for Siemens, which is a big worldwide company. I'm a graphic designer. So in 10 years, I hopefully still will be with that same company doing some type of graphic design job. It might change from now to then, who knows, something might come up in the job industry where I need a change of job, but I hope to stay with the same company. House-wise, I hope we stay in this house. I mean, we just bought this house. It's a really beautiful house, but who knows, we might be billionaires by then and might move to California. Okay, here's a fancy one. What is your biggest irrational fear and why? This is from Cortland Queller. Biggest irrational fear. What does that mean? Irrational fear. Irrational fears pop up when no actual threat exists. They can be also fears of fictional future situations. These imagined fears come with intense, frightening thoughts and an outsized reaction, like going out of the way to avoid the possibility of the scenario ever occurring. That one is a brain thinker. I'm looking at irrational fears on the internet, like some examples, because I really don't know how to answer this question, and there's a category called normal fear and then a column right beside it called irrational fear. And on the normal fear side it says, a person who dislikes small spaces will probably not accompany their child into a miniature playhouse. True. And then on the irrational fear side it says, a person with claustrophobia will pass up a great deal on a perfect apartment because the apartment building has an elevator. I really don't have an irrational fear. I'll think on that one and get back to you. Okay, here's another one that is for you, Braxton. This is from Rich Allen, as he goes by. He said, how did you know he was the one? Well, I just kind of knew it. So we had our first date on February 26th of 2020. We went bowling, and as soon as he stepped out of his lifted truck, he has a Tundra, but he doesn't have that anymore, I knew he was the one. He was so tall, and I was like, ooh, tall boy. I've never had one of those before. No, I'm just kidding. I mean, yeah, I've never had one of those before, but no, I'm just kidding on the part that I knew he was the one because he was tall. He was just very nice, sweet. He was a gentleman. He knew exactly everything to say to me. But he was telling the truth. I mean, he wasn't just saying it just because. I could tell he had a really kind heart. He loved my family. Most of the time, all the guys I've dated before really didn't care or want anything to do with my family. But this man, one of the first things he said to me was, I can't wait to be a part of your family and hang out with your family. My heart. Yeah, I mean, generally when someone knows that they're the one, you know, and I knew. We started talking about marriage literally 2 weeks after we started dating. And look, here we are now. Here's a cute one. This is from Briley Dietz. How smooth was your wedding, and is there anything you would change about it? I think it went very smooth. We had a very beautiful venue. It was in my aunt and uncle's flower garden. They have a huge greenery flower garden with tons of hydrangeas and different kinds of flowers. They also provided a freaking symphony. Live music, people, which made it even more elegant. I think it went very smooth. The ceremony was kind of hot, so that probably be the only thing I'd change was the temperature, because it was like a kicking 98 degrees outside. But we did have some clouds, so I guess I can't really complain. But the reception, everything went smooth. DJ was awesome. Food was awesome. It was just an awesome ceremony and reception overall. So I guess the only thing I would change was the temperature outside. Okay, so the last question I have for you today is one by my friend Lauren Johnson. She's such a sweetheart. She asks, what made you get into a creative What made you get into creative ventures such as graphic design and cosmetology? So, like I said on how I learned about makeup from the question from Briley, I've always had an interest ever since I was like born, I guess. I've always been into drawing, anything on an iPad that includes like the pencil. Pictionary was my favorite game on my cellular device at the time. Just anything artistic that has anything to do with like a brush or a pencil, I've always really enjoyed. I don't call it work. Like I said, I have a graphic design job, which I love. I wouldn't give up for the world. It doesn't even feel like I'm working. You know the saying, when you do what you love, you never work a day in your life. So live by it, because I'm living by it and my life is amazing right now. Alright, and that's it for this video. Thank you guys for reaching out, asking all these questions. They were great. I had such a fun time filming this. I've actually learned a lot about myself that I haven't verbally spoken before answering these questions for you guys. This video was a personal request, so if you have any more requests for videos you want to see next, please leave them in the comments below. I would absolutely love your feedback. But thank you again for watching, and I'll see you next time.